I was going to start this podcast with a Perd Hapley impression, but I haven't watched Parks and Rec in a while. So I was going to do a whole...
This is a podcast.
This is a podcast about disclosure, and that disclosure is on Disclosure Day. The new film, which is a motion picture from... But I can't do a Perd Hapley pod. Damn it.
It was good. I liked it. You were in the flow. You were in the flow.
I love Perd Hapley and I love Steven Spielberg, and so putting those two things together, only my stupid brain could come up with.
You heard with Perd.
With Perd.
Was that Perd's? Or no, what was Perd's movie show? I can't remember what it was.
He was
called.
a judge.
We had a movie show. It was where they.
Oh,
it's the episode where they give the movie house a historical landmark status, and then they start selling porn. And that was where they filmed the Perd Hapley's.
Lights, camera, Perd. It was lights camera,
Perd. Yeah. Hello and welcome to. Because I think he reviews E.T. I think is the bit.
Yeah,
He's like, it was a heartwarming story, but I just don't believe it. I'm giving E.T. 1 star.
Okay, speaking of E.T., I showed Breck E.T. for the first time, which, she had not seen E.T. before. Yeah. We text her family because she's like, we're watching E.T. for the first time, and her mom's response is, it's good, not great. And let me. I've seen E.T. 4 or 5 times in my life. Breck had never seen it. Both of us were sobbing by the end of it. Like, E.T. is so good.
I think we can talk. Well, we will definitely get into this idea in a bit. Yeah. But I think if you watched it a lot as a kid, especially, that movie holds such a special place in our hearts as people who watched it as kids. And I think that there's an older generation that maybe watched it when they're a little bit older. That being said, Breck's mom probably would have been a kid when that movie came out, right?
More or less.
Very young.
Yeah.
I
think there's one key thing that makes you a Spielberg person or not a Spielberg person. Yeah. Not saying I have different degrees of how much I like certain parts of his movies, but it's the Spielberg versus Scorsese thing. That's the big the rewatchables has that bit where every episode they ask, would Spielberg or Scorsese make a better version of this movie? Who would you rather sub in to direct?
Yeah.
And there's a very clear difference between them. If you had to boil it down to one thing, it's Spielberg is so sentimental and Scorsese is so cynical. You know what I mean? That's the core difference. And so I think for her family, her dad doesn't love many Spielberg movies past Jaws, which is his first giant movie, because he's he gets too sentimental after that. And I'm like, he was sentimental during that, but let's continue. Yeah,
the best scene in the movie is with him and his son.
Yeah,
that's the best scene in the movie.
Everybody talks. That's my chief thing of my anti-AI rambles. It's nobody could write that. AI could never write that scene because it has nothing to do with the plot at all, but it has everything to do with the character. It has everything to do with that's the best. It's the fucking best.
Well said.
Breck and I talk about that scene. It's the scene where his son is mimicking him.
Yeah.
At the table, and he's like, give us a kiss. And he's like, why? Yeah. He's like, because I need it. Breck and I say that all the time to each other.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
It's so, this is Spielberg. Okay, so anyway, we're talking Disclosure Day.
Little heart.
We are talking Disclosure Day, which you have just seen. I saw opening night.
Yeah. Just to kick it off, where are you? Because I think this movie is not divisive, but I think there is a split. I think
there's a very big split
on the split.
I am not. It's a new masterpiece, but I am definitely in the camp of I like this movie a lot. And you know what, dude? Biggest thing I can say about it, I have thought about it a lot since watching it. I consistently think about 5 or 6 things from this movie.
Yeah.
And fondly, there's a few things towards the end that I'm still mulling over, and maybe we'll mull over today.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I got caught in the Spielberg wonder of it. I'm also a Spielberg acolyte. You know what I mean? He every time he puts out a movie, I remember when you and I went and saw The Fabelmans, and we were the youngest people by 25 years, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And I love The Fabelmans. I think that is a late period masterpiece, unlike many directors get.
Yeah.
And I think Disclosure Day is his like manifesto on his belief system about the universe.
Yeah.
And I love Spielberg so much that I love peeking into his brain in this way. It's so unabashedly him and so huge and big. It does not feel as old man yelling at cloud as I was worried it was going to feel.
Yeah.
Like it's got that, but in a way that's endearing, in a way that I'm actually like, oh, okay, no, I get why you're yelling at the cloud, old man, because there's a flying saucer in it. Like, that's my thought, my thoughts and my feelings on where I land on it. What about you?
This movie is like fully imperfect. But I fucking loved it, man.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. I'm sitting in the theater and I'm giggling at every joke. Every time anything emotional happens, I'm almost like crying.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was just like, I was in the flow, man. I was in the flow. And this movie like dropped me in instantly. And I was just there for the ride like the entire time. Like
the opening shot of the wrestler kicking the camera really worked for you.
I think it was a Letterboxd review. It was like, you could not possibly in a million years guess what the opening shot of this movie is going to be. And that is 100% true.
When it happened, I literally did a double. I was like,
wait, are they playing the wrong movie?
Yeah, literally. I have heard people say that where they thought they walked into the wrong movie.
And then like, yeah, like it's like, and it doesn't look or feel anything like Spielberg for the first like minute. And then it like does this push in and you see Josh O'Connor and you're like, oh, wait. Okay, no,
we're back in Spielberg town. Like,
I mean, that being said, we see the Amblin logo up front, so we know it's him.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I just absolutely, I felt so similar after watching West Side Story, where I was just like, I walked out of it being like, movies, man. Like, oh my God. I was so in love with the movie and with the experience. And I was like, and like in my review, I think I talked about, I never give movies 5 stars when I leave the theater. I gave West Side Story 5 stars when I left the theater.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would give Disclosure Day 5 stars. I probably wouldn't.
No.
But man, like 4.5 for me. And here's the thing. I say it's imperfect. And I know it's imperfect. I can see all of the imperfections, but I don't give a flying fuck. I don't care. It just worked so well for me. And that being said, I could see being left slightly cold with certain parts of this movie. I think here's like, I heard before the movie, or before I went and saw the movie, that this movie is essentially like, it's Spielberg's Arrival.
Yeah.
And I think that's really accurate, because I think those movies are saying very similar things, or they have very similar ideas, and they're talking about them in a very similar way through the mechanism of, alien life and how we communicate in times of trouble and that kind of thing. And I think the comparison, I think people think is super unfavorable to Disclosure Day. And I just don't see that. I think here's the thing with Disclosure Day. Here's the thing with Spielberg most of the time, especially when we're talking about these big emotional, like when we're talking about like, smaller stories or more personal stories. I think he does things a little bit differently. But when we're talking about these big kind of blockbuster fare, we are talking about a very simple morality, not an untrue morality, just a simple one. Like the issues, the way that we're talking about the morals in the story are simple. It is listen, you know what I mean? Like that is like the thesis. Is just like listen.
Empathy is a superpower, right?
Yeah, and I think Arrival is about a lot more than just that. And that doesn't make Arrival better. Arrival is one of my absolute favorite movies.
Yeah.
It is in my top 4 on Letterboxd right now. And I think Disclosure Day is doing something very similar, but like Arrival's for adults. That movie is for adults. Not that there's like an R rating on it or anything like that, but like
it's slow and just people talking. Like it's not designed to be overly exciting.
And the way
even though
that
it is.
Exactly. And the way that it talks about these ideas is very complex. It's very adult. It's very like it expects a lot of the audience to be on board and understand and to understand these relationships and the way that, the world in general. And Spielberg is like, nah, this is for everybody. Like this,
yeah.
It's simple to a degree that it is universal,
Yes.
It just fucking got me, man.
Like, that is, again, the ultimate thing for, like, I was talking to somebody, and Breck and I have feelings on it, but, she doesn't listen to this podcast. I don't know why I'm not saying her name. She was like, we were talking about, Disclosure Day, and she was like, oh, that movie looked so dumb. And then both me and the person I was talking to, like, looked at her. We did one of these. We were like, and then she's like, that's just how I feel. Like, that's my opinion. And I was like, and then she tried to like defend it, and then she's like, what, do you guys want to see that? And I was like, I've seen it already, and I really enjoyed it. And don't get me wrong, the trailers were fine for this movie. I didn't think it was like overly well marketed.
Yeah.
But you slap Steven Spielberg's name on it, man, that's an event you need to go to. Like, right, this could be the last one. I don't think it will be.
This could be his last Alien movie.
It's definitely his last Alien movie. He's not going to make another one.
Yeah.
This is his crescendo for his like 4-movie Alien arc. Like his next one, I think he wants to do is a Western, which like, please, dear God, let that happen. But yeah, she was just like, I don't know, it looked dumb. And I was like, okay, but it's a Steven Spielberg movie. You don't want to go exist for 2 hours and 30 minutes in Steven Spielberg land where everything looks high production value and you're just staring at great actors emoting incredibly. Emily Blunt gives maybe her best performance in her entire career in this movie.
Yeah.
Josh O'Connor's great in this movie. Coleman Domingo's great in this movie.
Josh O'Connor I'm in love with him.
Yeah. Have you seen Challengers yet?
Sorry. No.
You gotta watch Challengers.
I know.
Yeah.
I love him so much. Like it feels like
best.
It feels like such an extension. Like he's doing a different thing, but it feels like it's kind of the opposite thing that he's doing in Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah.
But God damn it, I'm in love with him. Like I think he's just like between these two movies. I mean, like I've seen him in other things too, but between these two movies, he's like rapidly becoming one of my absolute favorite actors right now.
He's fantastic. I've heard some people say his character's a little underbaked, and it's like, I can see it here and there, but I think he carries it past that, right? Like I think he imbues that guy with so much humanity, that it just works.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is a really, and again, I just got to live in Spielberg land where there's big camera moves and crazy beams of light where light wouldn't exist. And like,
dude, there were so many moments like that. I was like, I love this. Cause like, why the fuck would the cardinal, what's the word? The mobile, above their bed. Why would that be lit like that? Because it's a fucking movie, man. We're watching a movie.
And so I've also said this before is like, I think, and this could be coming from my feelings on Scorsese as of recently. I've always like, okay, Scorsese tells stories. Spielberg makes fucking movies, right? Like he's out here he's existing in cinema language in an overt way, whereas Scorsese exists in cinema language as a means to do something, right? Like Scorsese famously, there's that shot in The Departed where it starts as a POV and then it slowly turns into an over the shoulder. It's like this really cool, subtle move. Spielberg would do that, but make fucking sure you knew he was doing it. You know what I mean? Even if the average person couldn't tell you, it's like, I don't know, this Spielberg discovered drones and used them appropriately in this film. Like it feels like
I know. I was like, wait. This is not a crane.
Yeah.
This is not a crane. And but it looks like one.
I know.
Thank you. Please. This is what I love about people like Spielberg is that he can take a thing that everybody is overusing and using to make it the biggest possible thing, and he finds the right way to use it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, thank you. Because it's like, it's simple moves, but they're really, really cool. Like when you really see it and you see the transitions between the things, and it's like, oh shit, like, that's not a fucking crane, but it feels like a crane for so long. Where it's just like, yes, thank you for pointing that out. Like I would have forgotten.
It's I feel like he is not a director that gets talked about like his love of new technologies all that much.
Yeah.
But every time he pops in and does one, it's a really cool. Like, look, Ready Player One is a pretty controversial movie. Not everybody loves that movie. I rewatched it yesterday, and frankly, I enjoy that movie. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of like the Spielberg wonder is really pushing up against the IP love of that movie.
Yeah.
Right. And there are times where it really works, and then there are times where it really doesn't. But he's still using like mocap and crazy digital camera moves in actually interesting ways. Like there's that like massive, insane dolly zoom that happens in the third act onto the villain. And it's just this like overtly, what the fuck just happened in this shot? But it feels like he went, I want to take what I did in Jaws and do it in a way that like finishes the conversation, you know? Like, and that's not even the first time a dolly zoom was used in Jaws, but it was like, anyway, he is a technologies director who likes new technologies, but uses them ethically and cool. Like he has no interest in AI because that eliminates the need to figure shit out, right?
Yeah, man.
And he's talked about that, and I think that's really, I don't know. He's just a fascinating director from that standpoint. Issues. What issues do you have?
Hold on. Jaws, as we know it, never would have happened if AI existed.
No, of course not. Yeah, they would have shown the shark.
They would have shown the shark the entire fucking time, and it would have been fucking awful.
Yeah, Breck and I talk about that exact example all the time.
Yeah,
it's like the best things in movies are made from problem solving. Like,
yes, the best things in life, man. Yeah. Like that. There's something really important about compromise. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
About finding the middle ground of like the thing that you are capable of doing and the aspiration that you originally had. Yeah. And like sometimes the thing you are capable of doing makes it so much better. Like,
absolutely. Again, I am interested in art made by people. I'm not interested in art made by a computer. I have no interest in somebody who sat at their desk, typed a thing, and let something else do everything, right?
Yeah.
There are things I can't do. I can edit. I'm really slow. I'm not great at it. But you know what? I understand an edit. I can sit back and look at something and go, let's frame the scene from this different perspective. Let's go outside in or inside. Like, I'm good at that stuff. It's the technology that I struggle with, which means I need to find collaborators who are good at this thing, who I work well with. I can't just slot it. That's what you and I compliment about each other so well, right? I love writing. I think you write. I don't think you love it.
So I've had enjoyable writing experiences, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, it's like, and I just love to sit down and figure it out on the page and then see it, and then you and I do a really great job of just like, okay, let's walk the scene. Yeah, and then we talk about it and you go, oh, here's this other perspective because I'm too caught up in my thing. And you're like, I was like, that's the answer. We can cut like 4 shots now because we have that, right? And then you're just a wizard at like, my favorite story is when we were filming like is the biggest thing I think maybe either of us have ever worked on.
For sure. Yeah.
It was this like, we had a full crew. We were only doing the jobs we were supposed to be doing. I was directing, you were DPing. And I'm sitting at Video Village with like the scripty and my producer and like a few other people. And I was like, we're talking about this thing. I was like, oh, I don't know if I love this thing here. And I was this. And then they're like, you can go tell him, right? Because you're the director. And I was like, oh, yeah. So I stood up, walked around the corner. You and I made eye contact, nodded. I turned around and they're like, did you tell him? And I was like, he's got it. And then you took the one thing out that both of us didn't like, right? Like, it's finding the people who complement each other, right? It makes me laugh every time you and I work on other people's stuff. Where like you and I are like one man armying everything and they're like, what's happening? Like, I'm halfway across the room by the time you're asking for something because I know you need something and I'll just be there right when you need it and I'll grab it and bring it to you.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Cracks me up watching other people watch us work on sets.
That's my favorite thing about like my favorite moments of us as friends, other than like, laughing and enjoying each other's company, are those moments where we were just like, we're in the flow, man. We're in the flow. We fucking hit the what is it in Pacific Rim?
Drift.
Shit. Yeah, we're in the drift, man.
Yeah,
like those moments where it's just like we are perfectly in sync. Yeah, you walked around the corner, and I was already thinking it, and then I saw you coming to talk to me about it. And I'm like, okay, cool, he agrees. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I got it. Like,
well, it's shit like that, and then it's I don't know. There's just times where I don't know. It's a funny experience to have working with people who like get it. Oh, it's time, and I'm sure Spielberg has 10 of these people. I'm sure, but there's another time where we're just talking about us now, which is fun. Yeah. But there's a
podcast. Fuck it.
Exactly. There's a time on a set where the director was being weird about a lighting thing that you did, but you had built in this like big camera move to justify it and this big like moment to justify it. And you were like, he was like being like, I think it got too dark all of a sudden. It's not going to match. And you looked at me and you're like frustrated. Am I crazy? And I was like, same place as the music, man. Same place as the music.
Yeah,
and you went, yeah. And then just kept the thing because it didn't make logical sense, but it made emotional sense. And that's what you need. You got to make emotional sense.
I think we're talking about the thing I think we're talking about.
Yeah. At the really crazy nice house.
Yeah. Which is like, but like there's a shift that happens and we should see that shift.
Yeah.
Like the shift happens in the script and it happens with the characters and it's going to happen with the performance. Let's amp that shit up with a visual thing. Like, yes, like we're on one side of them in one moment and then we're on the other side of them. They're bathed in light on one side and now we just see the dark side.
Yeah.
Like that's movies, man. That's me telling the story with my camera. Like,
yeah, and it's like AI just eliminates that. AI just goes, oh, there's no reason for me to have that conversation. And look, we think of Spielberg as like the master of cinema. Spielberg is not an auteur, and he does not pretend to be. You know what I mean? Spielberg has written. He wrote the story for Disclosure Day. He did not write the screenplay. Right there, not an auteur.
Almost never does.
I think he has like 1 or 2 full screenplay credits, and they're usually with someone else.
Yeah.
He's not the guy shooting the. Don't get me wrong. I think Spielberg could be a cinematographer at this point in his career. Like I think he fully could.
That being said, like he works with, he has like a resident cinematographer he's been working with for the past like 20 years or something like that. And before that point, movies looked way different. His movies looked way different before that point.
Yeah.
Like at least from like a lighting and color and tone, but like they changed. His visual style changed with his collaborators.
Yeah.
He does not.
He did not come up with the Jaws theme. Everybody.
Yeah.
He actually did not like the Jaws theme. He got there, heard it on the piano, and was like, "Is that it?" And John Williams, being John Williams, was like, "Yeah, that's it." I love that about him, where he just very often talks about the human beings that made the thing around him. And I think Disclosure Day is about that, right? It's about a bunch of people getting together to just try to tell the truth.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know. There's something about that beautiful. Okay, now on to things is there things you didn't like? Things that like, I know you say you kind of can look past them all. There's like 1 or 2 big things that I'm like, I struggle with, but can look past and still like the movie.
Here's the big one for me. I think a lot of the visual effects are very bad.
Yes. They're kind of supposed to be at times.
Yeah.
Like the animals specifically are supposed to be.
I don't know if they're supposed to be, but I can hear that argument and like that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. The weird, I mean, again, you could make that that argument makes sense to me. The snow and the house, like I think they look bad, but like
they're not. But it's supposed to be kind of dreamlike and idyllic, but it's not. Yeah.
Okay, I can hear that argument. I don't think the aliens when the aliens are practical, I think they look great. When they're not practical, I don't think they look great. And then there are some character things that I have. Me and Megan have talked quite a bit about it. She was left a lot colder than I was. I think part of that is, her just experience watching the film. And I think the other part of it is like her experience in the theater watching it the first time she watched it, which like she didn't have a great time in the theater.
Yeah.
Which like that just so colors a movie for me. And
for sure.
I mean, like, I have left a theater because the experience of watching the movie was less like I'm like I'd rather leave and come back and watch it another time. I left. What was it that we were saying? It was
Obsession, right?
No. It was previous to that. Fucking. Oh, what's the vampire movie? The Robert Eggers. Nosferatu. We left the first time we watched Nosferatu because there's this fucking group of people that wouldn't shut the fuck up. And
I don't think I knew that. I don't think you had left it, but you went back and saw it, right?
I went back and saw it like a week later or maybe just a few days later, and I was having such a bad time the first time. I was like, I want to enjoy this. I don't want to be pissed off the whole time. Came back, loved it. One of my favorite movies that year. And so I think that really colors a viewing. Anyways, one of the things that she brought up, which I do agree with, is kind of one of the most central relationships in the film is Coleman Domingo's character's relationship to Colin Firth's character.
Yeah.
And we get almost nothing.
Underbaked, yes.
That is so we get one good conversation between the two of them.
And it's great because you're watching great actors act and Spielberg stage it, right? But it is
and they allude to their history. I mean, they mention it directly, but like there isn't a lot on the bone there.
Yeah.
And it is like maybe the most central relationship that was like the inciting friction of the story.
Totally, yes.
And so like that's important. Like that's like I think there was more time spent in some places that could have been spent on, like we spend a lot of time looking at dead aliens. And I really think we could have spent a little bit more of that time looking.
Talking about the third act specifically?
In the third act, we spent a lot of time looking at dead aliens. Yes. But I think we could have.
I think that's the make or break thing for the movie is that sequence.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was completely here for it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it exists in the way that it does. I just wish that, and maybe that is not even the thing that they could have taken some time from and given to something else. But I just wish they would have spent like a little bit more time. And like, there's like a couple of those things where it's like, I feel like Emily Blunt, her background with the aliens is a lot more central to the plot, but Josh O'Connor is it's like when it comes to like their role as in this, as alien or as alien conduits, their screen time is given is like exactly the same. They're split down the middle basically. If not, Josh O'Connor might even be given more time, and yet her role seems a lot more important. I mean, like we see her memory of that night, not his memory, her memory. She's the one that people are like literally bowing in front of like she's a deity. And yet they both share that. I thought was, and I don't even know if it's a bad thing. Cause again, like I didn't even think about it until like after the movie was over.
Totally. Yeah.
It's stuff like that. It's like it's just some of these like, could we have spent a little bit more time in some other places and really kind of rounded out some character stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 95% of my, issues with the movie. But again, I'm not thinking about that when I'm in the theater. I was so locked in and so like emotional the whole time that like that stuff didn't really bother me then.
So my main issue, did you ever see the movie Those Who Wish Me Dead, the Taylor Sheridan, Angelina Jolie?
No.
Okay. That movie was ruined for a lot of people by how incompetent the antagonists were.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
How they were like a little bit bumbling and they messed up a few things where they definitely shouldn't have messed up. Like it felt a little bit like the plot needed them not to get this guy, so he got away. I don't feel that way as much because the protagonist of that movie is a very capable person.
Yeah.
So it's like they're coming up against a survivalist and they're in her element. She has the advantage. I can get behind that. My gripe with Disclosure Day comes down to I think the antagonists are really bad at their jobs.
Yeah.
There's like several times where I was like, okay, the plot dictated that you that this go this way, right?
Yeah.
And then there are times where it is really fun, where it's like when she's the sequence where she has turned the whole house and all of them invisible is so, again, make or break for you. If you can get behind that scene, you'll love this movie. If you can't, you're really not going to enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
But there was like times like that where like I wish we got a little bit more explanation as to why Colin Firth's character just gives up in the end. Why he just like sits down and's like, fine, do it. Like, I don't know. I'm a little bit cold on that. That was really my big thing, is like they just give up in the end, and then there's this like whole chase where they don't get him, but Josh O'Connor says so many times he's not like a field guy. He's not, this isn't what he does.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff like that. And then the other one that I wish was staged differently and handled differently is when Josh O'Connor's like love interest in the movie just shows up in the third act and like hands her the thing in the middle of all of those people.
Yeah.
That was another moment that I was like, oh, that was staged weird. Like that just happened in a weird way.
It's like they set it up poorly, I think. And not even poorly. It just doesn't set it up in a way that it's like, oh yeah, like that it's exciting that she's there and not a little confusing.
And the only other thing is like, right, we're in this box office moment where Backrooms and Obsession are so made for a young audience. They're so made for, quote unquote, Gen Z audience. They're designed for young people. This movie puts a level of importance on news and journalism that I don't think exists anymore.
Yeah.
That I think is a little outdated. I wish there was one moment where Josh O'Connor did something and it blasted the news out to everybody. Because that was my one gripe with it, because I really like that last sequence, and I think the broadcast actor, she's been getting a lot of praise. She's very good in that.
Christ.
She's great. And we're seeing
the best performance in the movie?
Yeah, legitimately. Yeah. Like there's an argument to be made she should get a supporting actress nom for that little bit.
I fully agree.
She's great.
She's incredible. Like
so there's that. I wish there had been some like Josh O'Connor does some alien tech that makes my phone go off and me, cuz like it cuts to people on airplanes watching the news, and I'm just like, I don't think that happens. I don't think
I couldn't help but think like I don't know if I could watch this. Like, I don't have CNN on my phone. Like,
exactly, right?
Like, yeah, I think that's a good... I think that's...
Yeah, I wish it had just become Disclosure Day was broadcast to everyone, and then they had the ability to go, I don't care, and turn it off. But it's on their phone. And then my other thing is I wish we didn't see any aliens until the third act, until that moment, in full.
Yeah.
I wish they had held it so that my experience is with everyone else's experience of watching this footage.
I don't disagree with that.
Again, did not break the movie for me at all. I think that last sequence is really good, and I think I'll like it even more on a rewatch. Like, I think when I go back and watch this again, I'll know all of this stuff, and then I'll watch it for what it is and how much Anyway, those are my only real gripes. I think John Williams is popping off in this movie. When has he not?
Got it, man.
He's still fucking got it, dude. Yeah, I really, really enjoy what's going on in this. I enjoy. I think there's like you and I talk about a lot about like intention, right? There's that opening shot that does not feel like a Spielberg movie.
Yeah,
it feels like a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah,
it feels grabby and like it's literally kicking you in the face saying you are watching a movie, right? And then just as you say, he pushes into Spielberg land. Where he pushes into now we're with characters, right? He's trying to show the world is distracting you from this thing, which is the theme of this movie. The people are starved for the truth, right? The Coleman Domingo line, where it's like that. If disclosure is what we're doing, you have to fill this with distraction. And I think he does a good job of that in a way that like you don't think about immediately. You don't think of like, oh, we're at a wrestling match, which is big, overt, crazy, loud, distracting. Not to diminish wrestling, I think it's actually kind of a crazy, cool thing.
Yeah.
But it is pulling you away from like the truth of the universe, you know? I think he's doing a lot in this movie, and I think there's going to be a lot to get from a rewatch of it, and I'm very excited to rewatch it.
I said this to Megan, and I fully believe it. I think time will be very kind to this movie.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, look, when E.T. came out, it was not everybody loved that movie. And I don't think this movie is E.T. But I do think there is a younger generation who will watch this young, and it will kind of stick with, like, because again, when I talk about the simple morality, it's like, yes, I understand that the truth is important, but like, I'm an adult and I understand the complexities of what even truth even means. But like, to a kid or to young people, I think that message rings a lot differently. And so I think time will look on this kindly as people grow up with it versus like us being jaded adults who understand the like, and to your point, like, you know, broadcast journalism not being the same that it was. Now, I want this to be said very loud and clear. Journalism is the cornerstone of democracy. A free and open press more. Is but the CNN, you know, Fox, CNBC, MSNBC, or MS Now.
Doesn't hold the same importance as it used to.
No, because they've done that to themselves. But that version of the world does not exist in the same way. But the importance of the truth still does. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, I think this movie feels preachy, and I mean that both as like as a compliment and a negative, because like a compliment and a criticism, because like, it is preachy, but God damn it, sometimes we need people to preach at us, because sometimes people aren't. Like, look, I think this is going to like change anyone's minds. No, but I think it might stick with a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I think this idea might stick with a child. And I think that's what's important, is like, and that is what I think Spielberg is so good at, especially like when we talk about the childlike wonder and the empathy and the emotion that he brings to the things that he works on. Like, I think, like, that was the thing, is like, while watching the movie, I was just thinking like, I just feel like a kid watching a movie again. You know what I mean? Like, because like, I just like every time Emily Blunt's character did the thing where she like looked into somebody's eyes and she told them how they felt, like, and talked to them and understood them. Every single time that happened, I almost cried. Every single time. I don't know what it was about it. Like that first time with the cop, like she was like, "Oh, you're just having a bad day. Like, go buy her the thing and do that." I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And like, because that kind of empathy and that kind of understanding is so rare. And like,
the AD on the news set where she's like, "Call the police today." You know, can't wait, right? Yeah. And then at the end, whenever she comes back, I agree, it's so overt and it's not subtle, but she's like, I moved out with my son, right? And you're like, all it takes is a little human compassion to help move the needle. Like,
sometimes you just need the smallest push, the smallest understanding from somebody else. Yeah. To like, I mean, this is like not the same thing, but you coming around the corner, I was already thinking it. You coming around the corner, we made eye contact, we both knew it, the change was made. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's like Breck and I. You know, I think everyone who cares about people and cares about the state of the world right now gets deeply overwhelmed by it because of how much they're throwing at us that is just truly diabolical. Like, then you just have to, like, in those moments, you have to go, okay, I can help the immediate people around me while I recharge and get back into being vocal and going to protest and doing whatever you can outside of that. So it's this idea of the village, right? Everybody wants a village. And in America, we don't have that, right? We don't have neighborhoods and communities anymore. It's just not as we used to, and not as a lot of other countries really put their focus on. Yeah. Everybody wants a village. Nobody wants to be a shaman, man. It's like, be the shaman, be the guy in the village, be the village chief, and just like, go, okay, this person can use a little bit of help. Let me just offer it. I'm not going to say I'm just go, I am here. You need a place to stay? Come stay. You need somebody to help you move? I will help you move. Let me know and I can be there for you. Yeah. That's so important. This feels like that on a global scale, where they're like offering up this one universal truth that, you know, these things have evolved to this point and empathy is what got them there, right? Yeah. I think that's a beautiful concept. And one that I feel like we'll start seeing more and more of like empathy as a superpower. Because that's dying in society.
I think the as we're filming this, the World Cup is happening. A bunch of people from across the world are coming to America and experiencing all the good in America. America's an awful place for a lot of people a lot of the time, especially now. But here's the thing: is I think the individual person is good. I believe in the good in people. And I think we see that on a daily basis in small interactions in the world. I think people are kind at heart. I think the problem is people are incredibly siloed and incredibly insular. Yeah. And whether that is on purpose or whether that is for personal reasons or it is by design from outside sources, we are getting more insular. We have this technology that can span the world. We can talk to anybody in the world at any moment, and yet it feels like we've never felt more alone. But then you put somebody in a room with you, and you're standing across you're standing feet away from somebody with a completely different perspective from you, and you understand them. There's parts about humanity that are universal, and there's part about society that aren't, and it's the societal part that can change, and I think movies like this, I think really drive it, how close we really are. I had very different opinions on things now than I did when I was younger. And part of that was the house I grew up in. Part of that was the places I went to school. And I think a lot of the things that changed in me was because of spending time around people who weren't like me. I went to a very, 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 very diverse high school.
Yeah.
We both did. We went to a very diverse high school, and I think that made me a better person, being around people who weren't exactly like me. And I think that's a lot of the problem with the world today is you only spend time around the people who are exactly like you, and you only listen to the people who think exactly the way you think. And the more time you spend around people who aren't like you and don't think like you, and people of different cultures, ethnicities, the more time you spend around them, the more time you realize we are really all the same. We are not alone. And that just listening and understanding, and we are all the same on the humanity level, but we're all very different from a societal level. But the societies change, culture changes. That is not inherent, society, or our current society is not an inherent truth.
Yeah.
But understanding should be. Understanding is, Yeah. And that, man, that part of the message just boom, hit me like a fucking fire truck. And again, it's a simple message. It's a simple thing, but it's so much harder than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think movies like this, where it's it's a simple story told simply, but it's so beautiful and emotional and impactful that again, as an adult, do I think that a person, an evil person is going to watch this and think, oh man, I should be different? No, but I think this could have an impact on kids, Yeah. And I think that is important. You know what I mean? While this movie is not perfect, what it's trying to say and the way that it says it, I think is an important thing and will have a lasting effect on an entire generation who may or may not grow up with it,
Yeah. Well said.
Fucking love this shit.
Yeah. As a crescendo to a career-long manifesto on aliens are out there.
Yeah.
Pretty good topper. Anything else on Disclosure Day?
No.
All right. B segment?
Yeah, bud. As I am want to do, I have a game. I have trivia. We are going to play Close Encounters of the Trivia Kind.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So these are all Spielberg questions. I made these kind of hard.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
There was like an earlier version that I had that was not hard. This one's a little harder. And I feel like we've done Spielberg trivia in the past, right? Didn't we do that? Did we do Spielberg trivia for the Fabelmans or something?
I don't think we did an episode on the Fabelmans.
Did we not? Wait,
no.
We did. We've done a Spielberg episode before. We tried to do a Spielberg podcast at one point.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Are you ready, Spencer?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Duel in 1971 originally aired on television. For its later international theatrical release, Spielberg did what to the film? A, recut it entirely with a new ending. B, shot and added additional scenes. C, changed the lead actor via reshoots. D, converted it to black and white.
B.
Correct. B, shot and added additional scenes. Are you ready for the next question?
I'm ready for the next one.
Editor Michael Kahn has cut nearly every Spielberg film since which one, beginning their long-running collaboration?
Ooh.
Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark, or E.T. the Extraterrestrial?
Beginning at which one? Is it beginning at E.T.?
I'll give you one more guess.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Beginning at Close Encounters.
Correct.
Okay,
it is beginning at Close Encounters of the Third Kind. John Williams scored almost every Spielberg film, but notable exception was scored by Quincy Jones instead. Which film? Empire of the Sun, The Color Purple, Always, or Amistad?
I should know this. Is it Amistad?
No, I will give you one more guess.
The Color Purple.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
It is The Color Purple. Spielberg was originally attached to direct this film before departing over creative differences. Barry Levinson directed it instead, and it won Best Picture. The answers are Rain Man, Ordinary People, Out of Africa, and Terms of Endearment.
I should know this one too. I'm trying to think of which of these. Terms of Endearment.
I'll give you one more guess.
Out of Africa.
Oh, you almost had it, brother. It's Rain Man.
Was he really attached to Rain Man? That's fascinating.
Yep. Are you ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
AI, artificial intelligence, had been in development for years as a passion project of which director before Spielberg took it over after his death?
B.
Yep, that is correct. Stanley
Kubrick.
I mean, like a classic of a classic cinema fact.
Yeah.
Spielberg's production company, Amblin Entertainment, is named after which of his earlier works? A college screenplay, his 1968 short film, A Street in Phoenix, where he grew up, and an unproduced TV pilot.
A Street in Phoenix?
I don't think that's correct. I cannot remember the answer to this one.
Then let's go a college screenplay.
His 1968 short film.
Damn it. Is that available? Is that watchable?
I don't think it is. Know. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll look it up or maybe we'll look it up after the B segment. Are you ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Quint's USS Indianapolis monologue in Jaws was substantially rewritten on set by which actor, building on John Milas's draft? Roy Schneider, Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw, or Lorraine Gary?
It's Robert Shaw, right?
It is indeed Robert Shaw. It is indeed.
While he was drunkenly delivering it, literally.
Yep. Before Spielberg committed to directing it, Schindler's List had been offered to and passed on by which director? Martin Scorsese, Sidney Lumet, Oliver Stone, or Francis Ford Coppola?
I feel like Scorsese's easy. Was it Oliver Stone?
It was Martin Scorsese.
Damn. Should have gone with that's crazy to me that he would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it feels kind of appropriate, but at the same time, kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I would also think Francis Ford Coppola would make more sense than him in a way. I don't know. I guess I'm seeing the movie as it is as opposed to like...
As it could be, yeah. Which real-life astrophysicist known for coining Close Encounters terminology served as a consultant on the film and has a cameo in it? Carl Sagan, J. Allen Hynek, Frank Drake, or Clyde Tombaugh?
Is it Carl Sagan?
It is J. Allen Hynek.
There wasn't a single chance I was getting that right.
Carl Sagan's the only one we knew.
Yeah, exactly.
Last question. Jaws was budgeted for a 55-day shoot, but was massively overscheduled due to the mechanical shark failures, ultimately taking roughly how long to film? 90 days, 120 days, 160 days, or about 200 days?
About 160, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
it is about 160 days.
I think I heard him tell that story where they went like 100 days over.
Yeah, that is genuinely insane to think that they went that far over.
Yeah.
And that was Close Encounters of the Trivia Kind.
Ooh, I did okay.
You did pretty good. I said up front that these were hard.
Yeah, I got a couple of lifelines there, which I appreciate.
Yeah, the Stanley Kubrick one in particular. Wait, what was the thing that we needed to look up for that was the question?
Is Steven Spielberg available to watch on Google Play?
Yeah, I think you can watch it on YouTube.
Well, there we go. We'll have to watch that.
Fucking hell yeah, we will.
Yeah. All right, well.
Recommendations.
Do you got anything specific?
The easiest things on the planet to recommend, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I think that is
absolutely great.
One of his most modern day, one of his most slept on movies. I think that movie is strange and I think it's kind of slow, but I think that movie it's one of my absolute favorites. I think the climax, the third act of that film is incredible and one of the best in cinema history, one of the best scores. I think that movie is incredible. I think you can see Spielberg kind of becoming Spielberg in certain ways that weren't fully present in Jaws.
Yeah.
You see him stretching and gaining muscles he didn't have, and maybe that's budget. But you see him really become Spielberg, with all the technical wizardry, with the absolutely larger than life, visuals and story and characters with aliens and things this movie is an absolute classic. I absolutely love it. Me and Megan are going to watch it soon because she's never seen it. I fucking love Close Encounters.
It's very good. I rewatched it recently. It's very good.
Go watch Close Encounters and go watch the I think the Actors Studio. Is that there's an interview that Steven Spielberg does. It's a very famous interview where he's talking to Inside the Actors Studio, I think is the show.
Oh, is this where the interviewer asks him that question and opens up? Yeah, so I love that interview. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Close Encounters, go watch Close Encounters and then go watch the Steven Spielberg interview of him on, I think it's Inside the Actors Studio. I'll double check in a second. Obviously, the next logical recommendation is then E.T.
Yeah.
Go watch E.T. Go watch it
it's
again.
It's amazing. It holds up. It is great.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my recommendations.
Great recommendations. I have some that are not relevant to Spielberg. I went and saw a Hong Kong action movie called The Furious.
I heard that movie fucking rules.
Dog, you watch people do things with their bodies in that movie that is just unbelievably breathtaking. It culminates in one of the best 5-person brawls I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck yeah.
That movie is unreal. I am now a martial arts movie addict. I will be watching. That's kind of a gap for me. I've only really seen a couple of the really famous ones, but that movie opened up so much. I cannot wait to just watch a million of them. I really recommend it. If you can still see it in a theater, I would. It's very good. It's very cool.
Yeah, I know it's got a pretty limited release though.
Yeah. And it's also, when you go in, understand that it is dubbed. All of the actors in the movie are speaking their native languages to each other.
Fuck yeah.
And so they just dubbed it over in English. It's a really weird thing, but it didn't bother me too much.
Hey man, if you've watched any Bollywood, if you've watched any spaghetti westerns,
you just got to get over it. The other thing I want to recommend is an Apple TV show called Widow's Bay.
I want to watch it so bad. I've heard only amazing things about it.
It has one of the most specific tones I've ever seen, where they're pulling jokes out of their asses in ways that aren't terrible. There's literally this really intense, scary sequence, and then a character just keeps popping in the back door to I forgot my purse, and they grab their, and you're who came up with that as a joke?
Yeah.
Genuinely, who was we need something funny in this intense moment. it has a tone that I want to play with and in so bad. Like I have a horror comedy thing that I really want to work on and do that, like it's Widow's Bay's tone.
Yeah.
It is genuinely a marvel of a show. It's weird.
It's not Marvel. It's on Apple.
It's Apple. Yeah. It's a genuine wonder of a show, and I really can't recommend it enough. We are in this weird renaissance of TV with like Pluribus, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Severance, now Widow's Bay. Apple's really killing it at the moment in the TV show department.
Damn it.
I know. Darn. Like, come on. Just, I don't know. Put your movies in theaters and I won't be as mad about it. Anyway, those would be my two recommendations. I think they're both fantastic. And then also go see Disclosure Day. It deserves to make more money than it's currently made. It's not doing terrible, but it's not doing great.
Man. It's Spielberg.
Seriously, it might be your last chance. And it will be your last Spielberg Alien movie. I'm like nearly positive about that.
It'd be crazy if the next movie or the one right after that he did another one.
Yeah, insane. Anyway, so that's a bunch of recommendations. You got a bunch of stuff to watch. So go do that. Or don't. I don't know. Live your life.